Hey guys, welcome to the video. This is another topic that I wanted to talk about today. The state of Destiny, the state of PvP, and how I feel currently, why, and one of the main reasons why I haven't really been uploading as of lately for Destiny. And it's been discouraging because Destiny is one of those games I truly love with all my heart. I enjoy playing the game every day. I get in, I grind, I do what I gotta do. Plus, it allows me to meet a lot of my friends and things like that. So if you feel this kind of way as what I'm explaining here, please comment down below. Tell me what you think. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about, which I've seen a lot of people talking about, and one of my favorites that was talking about it was True Vanguard, and it's like the microtransactions. Some of the microtransactions, I'll say somewhat just. All right, because you can't expect a AAA developer to be just free to play, giving you all content for free. In a way. And so it's like, all right, you can have some microtransactions, but now it's just like you looking at it and it's getting more greedy. The prices are going up, and you can obviously see it. Like the annual pass thing, the prices shot up, and it's like, wait, wasn't these like $70? Now they're like $100. What is going to be next? $120 every year. They drop some kind of big DLC, and it's like, I don't know why that's a thing. And then, like, almost every time that you do anything when it comes to a bright engram, it automatically pulls you to the store so you can see it. And then, like, let's say you're behind on the season pass, it's blinking in a blue box. And I'm not capping here. In a blue box, want to buy a rank? You can buy a rank 100 silver. And it's like everything is like more monetized than actually allowing the player to work and earn that. Like, they can have a double XP week or something like that where you can get double XP during the last week of the season. That would make a lot of players come back. If they haven't completed their season pass, they can come back and play it. Nah, you can buy that progression. Alright. Oh, you want to get 10 levels and thing? 1,000 silver. You already paid over 1,000 silver already to get the season pass, so why not pay another 1,000 silver in? Come on. Come on. This is reasonable, and to me, it's not. It's like, dude, like, you're just trying to monetize off of like the whole entire thing with the season pass, the battle pass thing. And it's like, it makes players feel like they have to buy things to be a part of the situation, like be a part of the game, to get that loot, to get that progression. And it's like, you don't have to buy stuff to be a part of that. And it feels like Bungie's more targeted, focused towards buy this. Come on, buy. Come on, buy. Buy this. No, buy that. Buy this. Buy that. No, don't buy that. Buy this. And it's like, all right, Bungie, we understand you're trying to make money, but you're more focused on the money aspect. Now, going to the second topic on microtransactions. It feels like back when Bungie made this exact statement where, what is it, 0 hour. They were saying like the microtransactions help funded the 0 hour mission. And you got to see where the money went. You got to see it. And I'm not saying Bungie is supposed to show us a receipt every time. No. But at the same time, it made you feel a part of the development team. Like you helped funded the development team to reach a mission or do something big. Where that you as the player felt like you was a part of it. It brought you closer with the community and the developers as a whole. Now it's just like you don't know if your money's being focused when you buy something. The Bungie shunned it for a marathon, and you don't know. All right, second topic now, outside of microtransactions, the state of PvP and trials. So this season so far, trials has been awful, and I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap that my experience with trials has been the worst it has been in a whole year. And this is going back to when they reshipped trials as a whole, where they made it that once you went flawless, you got locked in the flawless pool. I was fine with that. I enjoyed it because that same exact week they dropped it, I went flawless. And then I went in the flawless pool, and I went flawless again in the flawless pool. So it made me feel a sense of progression because I'm playing against other flawless players trying to get a flawless. Now, how the way Bungie has it is, there's no flawless pool. You're just matching whoever, whenever, wherever, and these could be people that's on their 6th game about to get their flawless. I matched a fire team, literally every last one of them had over 1,000 flawlesses. I only have like about 47 flawlesses. So it's like, if I only have about this amount of flawlesses, why am I matching somebody that's in the high thousands? That makes no sense. Like, the logic behind it makes no sense. If I'm sitting at, let's say, 0.5, which I'm not. Let's say I'm sitting at a 0.5 KD. There's no way I should be matching against a 6. Alright, that's... And it's like, you're trying to make it skill-based, but at the same time, you're also making it some kind of weird base, and the system is not working. It's not working at all. Because I played games where I shouldn't even match some people, and it made no sense how I matched them. And then it got to a point, it was just felt like I was just playing a farming simulator. Like, I was just sitting there, and I was just sitting in spawn, and I was helping the other team get their flawless and just getting spawned. Spawn farmed over and over again by the top elite. And I can handle my own, and my fire team can handle their own. But it gets to a point where it's just like, if I feel like this, and I'm sitting at a 1.0, if I'm feeling like this, can you imagine the new light player that wants to get experience and their hands on the new weapons, like the Immortal or the new glaives that they brought out? It's terrible. It decreases the amount of people that wants to play the mode, and then you're going to go right back to the same thing you had over a year ago, where you had the sweats complaining because, you know, the community stopped playing, and now they're only playing super sweats against themselves. And that's awful. That's all I have to say. That's awful. I think the old system where when you went flawless, you got put in the flawless pool, and that was it for the week. And my thing is this, the whole point of it is to go flawless. If you want to farm it, by all means, once you got that flawless, now you have to play against the flawless players. You're top tier. That means you made it to the flawless pool. So if you're top tier, you made it flawless, you should have no reason to be complaining that you're playing against people that are also flawless like yourself. You had enough skill to get to the lighthouse, you should have enough skill to continue playing in the flawless pool, lighthouse pool. That's my opinion on it. And I'm going to stick to it. That's how the way I feel about it. Now, for the state of the regular Crucible. So, Bungie, like, they made a lot of promises. They made big promises how they're going to bring PvP back, make PvP feels good. And it's like, to a point, it feels like they just jumped and abandoned ship. Where they left some of their PvE guys here, like the people that runs the stories and the campaigns, and some, you know, patch notes here and there. They left those guys, but then they took everybody that was just for PvP and just shipped them over to Marathon. And it's like, 1 minute they say, nah, we're not abandoning shop. Alright, Destiny 2 is going to continue running even after the final shape. We're going to continue dropping content for it. But at the same time, it's like, didn't you remember that you promised that you was going to give us more maps? Like, not just reissue maps from D1. Like, you was going to actually sit down and make brand new maps. Who do you have making it? Because you literally pulled your entire staff that would advocate for us for PvP out and put them on Marathon. You know? And it's like, they're more focused now on their newer IP than they're focused on the current IP where they have their fans at. Now, probably, most likely, fueling the new IP. Because it's like, it makes no sense. Like, I get you want a new IP. I agree. All kudos for you. But at the same time, you just don't abandon your current IP because there's promise of making more money. And this is going back to the microtransaction thing. They're more focused on trying to make money than actually trying to make a good game and keep their customers that's on the current platform or current game. And it sucks because you have people that sounds like they're giving up hope on the game. And like, I sat down and just currently watched the True Vanguard video about like a half an hour ago. And I'm hearing him talk and he sounds like he gave up somewhat. Like he's not expecting much from Bungie anymore. Grenadier Jake just jumped ship completely. He's just moving on to another game. Like, this is not what you want to do, Bungie. Like, you don't want to just drop your current IP for a brand new promising IP. Even though the IP is what it is, you got to remember, some of your players are stuck on Destiny. They like playing Destiny. The reason why we haven't played those other current extraction shooters is because we like the shooter-looter aspect and the fantasy aspect of playing PvE, playing PvP, getting into the lore, and it feels like Bungie has forgotten that entire thing when it comes down to their fan base. And this is really bad because you got people in PvP just jumping ship. And Grenadier Jake is literally one of the top streamers for Destiny 2. If he bounced, who's going to bounce next? What, Astrocross? Who else? Frostbolt. It's only a matter of time as this game, as they not doing anything or adding any PvP experiences to the game, only a matter of time people's going to start jumping ship. And I'm not saying give up on the developer, and this is not me just to bash the game, this is me to give my constructive criticism, because I spent so much years on this game. 10 years playing Destiny. I came from playing COD, and I jumped straight onto Destiny, and I enjoyed it the moment I touched it. Once I got into the game, I enjoyed every moment of it. From PvP to PvE. And it feels like Bungie just like, we got this new IP coming. Hey, guys, we don't need you over there. We need you to come over here and work on this new IP. But forget about Destiny. They're going to play it no matter what we give them. And it's crazy to think like that, because once your fan base decides, this is a dead game, they will move on. And you don't want them to move on. I'm just saying, you got First Descendant, you got a bunch of other titles that are similar to Destiny come right around the corner. You do not want to lose your community to these other games. You want to keep your community in the loop wanting to play your game. And this shows like they don't care anymore. And it feels like it. And this is the reason why I have stopped like uploading all the time. Because little by little I've been feeling like, what's the point? You know, they don't care about the game. Like, and I love the game. This game is my favorite game. That's the reason why I decided to make this channel. Like, after all the years I played, I debated multiple times whether I was going to do content creating. And I started last year, and I was enjoying it. I have been enjoying it for a while. But then it came to this year, and like, a little bit before Lightfall, I started losing it. It's just like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. I just don't. And like, it's easy for me to go try to make a Warframe video, make a Division 2 video, but they're not Destiny. My channel is mainly Destiny based, and it's not Destiny. I enjoy Division 2, I enjoy Warframe, but they're not Destiny. Alright, so going back to my third topic I want to talk about. Bungie, with their feedback and the fact of one of the developers went out their way to go point at Diablo's laziness instead of taking criticism on their own actions. So, Destiny as a whole, the game is good to play. How the way our mod system works, we finally got a modding system where we can actually build craft. We have build crafting. We have a bunch of other things where we can actually make our Guardian feel unique to our own playstyle. And it feels great. The only thing that Bungie, and I feel like it's laziness, every season that they come out with, especially for Trials, instead of bringing a new weapon, all they do is reskin shit, like over and over. Multi-Mach 2.0, Multi-Mach 5.0, Multi-Mach with a flashlight barrel, Multi-Mach with a scope on it. And it's like, Bungie, how many gun models do you have? How many gun models in Destiny 1 that you still haven't used for Destiny 2? How many guns in Destiny 1 that you could have brought over if you really wanted to? That way you could fill the loot pool up instead of just reskinning the same weapons that you have. And that's one of my biggest issues. It's to a point where there's like 15 different versions of Multi-Machs. And it's like, bruh, you got New City, you have Multi-Mach, you have the Immortal, you have No Survivors, you have, what's the other one? You have not the Future War Cult. The Future War Cult don't have one. You have Dead Orbit SMG. They're all the same exact gun. And it's like, dude, all they did was slightly change a barrel, slightly change the scope on it, slightly change something so it can look slightly different. But it's nothing different. The gun even sounds the same when you fire it. The only difference is the RPM and some of the perks it gets on it. And this is coming from somebody that plays Borderlands. Borderlands, yes, they do the same thing slightly, but some of their weapons actually feel different. And when I mean they feel different, they feel different. You may get something that looks the same, but does not operate at all the same whatsoever. It can look somewhat the same, and they literally get an auto rifle that shoots rockets. Get an auto rifle that shoots lasers. Get an auto rifle that shoots saws. And the way the gun fires feels different from all the other guns. And they stand out as their own unique weapon. That's one thing I feel Bungie has failed. When it comes down to certain weapons, they have failed. They just keep reskinning stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, this is a problem. Don't worry, we're gonna patch it." They patch it the following season, like they did this season. They said Immortal was broken. They tuned it back. Guess what? We have a new Immortal on the scene. No survivors in the dungeon. You can get the exact same role as their Immortal. So what's the point of farming for their Immortal then, when you can just get the no survivors and call it a day? What's the point of doing all that when you can just get the Rapacious Appetite and just get it with Perpetual Motion and Target Lock? What's the point? You basically played for the Immortal for a unique gun from Trials. Now you have to play with a crafted version of the gun, and it almost looks exactly the same. Actually, no, it looks exactly the same as Bug Out Bad. And it's like, bruh, please, stop reskinning stuff. Like, you have so many guns that you could have brought back from D1. It's not even funny. And then, like, the whole thing with Iron Banner, it has been bland. Like, it's completely bland. You're bringing back, like, SMG, Ganora's Axe, a grenade launcher. Like those three weapons. Ganora's Axe was okay, but it was pointless to bring back Ganora's Axe when you have the Inquisitor. It basically made the Inquisitor no reason to use it because you could just get a God roll Ganora's Axe. And it just makes me think, like, do they not think before they start working on new guns or guns to bring back into Destiny? Like, I got that. Like, I can understand the fact that, like, you know, developing in a game is not an easy thing. And I agree. But when you have a team and you became a triple A developer, you have the time, you have the resources, and you definitely have the funding because the community is funding you guys to do this. And this is not me bashing Bungie. This is me just being straight up honest and blunt about it. And I'm not trying to be rude about it. But it's true. As a person that loved this game and been playing Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 for as long as I have been playing, dude, you have so many guns in your catalog that you could have brought back. But no, we're going to bring back the same guns that we nerfed and then just put slightly different rolls on it. That gun has brought Ganora's Axe, the SMG, has been brought back 3 times. I forgot the name of the SMG, but it got brought back 3 times. 3 times. You're telling me that you couldn't choose any other Iron Banner weapons but those 2 weapons to bring back 3 times? That makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense. You know? And it's like, they shook it up a little bit with Graviton as a meta. And, like, I'm thinking Graviton is going to shake it up for a little bit. And I'm not complaining with that. I'm not mad with that because that shook it up a little bit. So now you see the meta this season is all over the place. You don't know what weapon is good, what weapon is not. You got auto rifles doing good. You got pulse rifles doing good. You got Graviton doing good. J Rabbit is doing good. Anything with Headseeker is doing good. It's like, all right, that's pretty cool. You know, I enjoy that. A mixed up meta. The issue is just the fact that you can look at the game and see the sheer laziness. You can't point in the mirror like that guy's lazy, but don't realize you're pointing at yourself because you're being even more lazy than the guy you're pointing at. Alrighty. And, like, there's so many different weapons they could have brought back. Alright. If we're really trying to recycle content. Alright. And this is not my first time saying this. I had this discussion with my friends multiple times. It's like, dude, you brought back weapons that made no sense to bring back. They already had their time twice. Why not bring back something else? Like, they flopped on the whole idea of the Trials of the Nines weapons. Like, they brought back only like 4 or 5 of them, and that's it. They didn't even bring back the N. They didn't bring back the other auto rifle, the rapid fire one. If I'm not mistaken, it's a rapid fire from Trials of the Nine. No, Prosecutor. A 450. They didn't bring that back, but they brought back the other one. It's like, dude, like, you guys flopped hard on it. They didn't bring back the Relentless. It's like you guys pick and choose whatever you think that is gonna work in the sandbox, but don't think about when you do it. It's like, dude, you know, we brought back Time Worn Spire. It got brought back twice, and it's like, dude, like, why not just go get Nirwan's Mercy and put it in the game? I promise you, you put Nirwan's Mercy in the game. I promise you, at least for the whole month of that gun dropping, and you put really good rolls on it, don't put no like bland rolls on it. Put some really good rolls on that. I promise you, a lot of people was gonna go farm that damn pulse rifle. Especially a lot of your D1 vets. We see Nurman's Mercy, a lot of us are going to get flashbacks from D1 back in the day. And like, yo, I remember that gun. That is crazy. And be going right after that gun. And this is something that Bungie failed to do back in D1. Because I felt this way in D1. So when they revealed all the old raids and they brought all the old raids back and brought them up to level. It was like, we're going to make y'all feel like how it was in year one. How everything felt in year one, we're going to make it feel like that. I was like, oh boy, they're not playing. They showed all the raids. And I'm like, alright, if they're bringing all the raids back, that means they're bringing back all the old guns too. They did. They already brought back the raid stuff. And it's like, dude, the raid weapons wasn't the ones that were being used in Crucible. It was the world drop weapons that was being used. And the factions, their weapons were being used a lot. Alright, if you're going to say you're going to make everybody feel like in year one, don't half-ass it. That's my issue. Like, and I'm not trying to be, like, rude about it and nasty about it, but don't half-ass it. You want somebody to feel that experience for the players that have not been there, let them experience it. Let them experience. We have so many damn weapons in here where you can simply take them and let the player re-experience it. And it feels like Bungie fumbles it every time. Every time. And I'm not saying this like just to bash Bungie. I'm saying this because I love the game. The game is fun. You know? Like, they hit it slightly right with Jordan's Claw, but it's just like the gun is still bland. You know? They gave it meh perks. It's just like, whatever. You know, meh. Alright, this is okay. You know? And it's like, Bungie, like, you could have brought back, instead of bringing back Jordan's Claw, you could have brought back Claws of the Wolf. How many people enjoyed that rapid fire Void Pulse Rifle? When that pulse rifle came out in Forsaken, you know how many people farmed for that damn thing to get the right roll? A lot of people. I was one of them. I had like 15 of them sitting in my vault. I had to delete them once I started finding out you guys are sunsetting stuff. I ended up deleting them. You know, I wish I didn't delete all of them because I had a couple of god rolls that I wanted to keep. Alright, and it's like they squander effort on weapons that already has been a big thing, and don't try to actually think about what weapons should they bring in to spice up the meta. Can you imagine if they brought the Doctrine of Passing in this game? Could you imagine? That would shake up the meta so quickly, it's not even funny. And make it a rapid fire meta for a little bit. Don't make it that it shoots across the map, of course, but make it that they compete more better than what they're competing. That would give Rufus a good run. Anybody that has a God roll Rufus will literally be pulling them out. Alright? Can you imagine if they brought back Nerwin's Mercy? They brought back Perdition. Something Perdition from Trials last year of Destiny 1. Can you imagine if they brought back any of those weapons? How it would spice up the Crucible and PvE and give them really good rolls on it? Don't just give them like meh rolls. So, the last thing I want to talk about, I'm sorry I was ranting, but the last thing I want to talk about is these are the things that made me like stop recording and uploading often. Because it feels like the game has lost its touch. It feels like Bungie don't really listen to the community anymore. Unless you making them actual money, they don't listen. And if it hurts for the little guys that's down here on the ground to be like, hey Bungie, can you please hear us out down here? They're like, nah, you with 500,000 subs over there. Hey, come here. What you think is best for the game? And then it's just some random bullcrap that nobody in the community want, but now we have to deal with it. It's ridiculous. Alright? It's ridiculous. You put a poll out for some things, put more polls out. You want to get community feedback? Put the polls out. You can even put it out today. Alright, if you're watching this, anybody that happen to be watching this that work at Bungie, put a poll out. What gun that you would like to see from D1? Put Nerwin's Mercy. Put the Pulse Rifle from Trials. Put the Water Star. Put those 3 weapons. Put something like that. Those 3 weapons in there. And I promise you, you're going to get a response. People are like, what the... Wait a second. They're talking about Nerwin's Mercy? Wait a second, they talking about the Water Star from D1? Wait a second, they talking about that Pulse Range, the Perdition? Oh, yeah, alright, I'm voting. Because those weapons, a lot of us have good memories of those weapons, of playing the game, enjoying the game at a time where the sandbox wasn't as fast, and the playstyle wasn't as fast as it is now. And I get it, Bungie, I get it. You want to try to have a restart and try to start off brand new, but at the same time, you want your community to be with you. You don't want to leave your community behind. And it feels like you're rushing to something new, the possibility of something new, and forgetting about what you had that was old. Alright, guys, that's basically my little rant. That's my talk on the topics that I wanted to talk about. I do somewhat agree with Acid Cross what he said with the when it came down to the microtransactions hell, as you heard my rants about that. I do agree, and I think we do need to do something about it instead of just, whatever. It doesn't matter, because as a community, our voice do matter. And if we all rally up together, if enough of us rally up together and we say, hey, you know what, we're gonna stop playing Destiny for a day, or you know what, we're gonna try to get this community member attention. We can as a group. See, divided, we don't have a voice, but united, our voices all combined together is loud enough to get a development team to understand where we're coming from as a community. Alright, guys, if you like this kind of content, please comment down below. Tell me what you think of my ideas. Tell me if you felt somewhat the same way as I felt, because this is something that has been bothering me, stirring with me for a while. Alright, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.